Hey y'all, I was trying to get y'all situated in the camera. I guess I pushed it, so we're on. We're just gonna go with it. So today is day 2 of becoming 45, and I'm on my lunch break. Had a late lunch break. And I think that's what we're talking about today is work. What we gotta do to survive. Boy, the things we got to do to survive. I mean, having to spend 8 hours on a job with people you don't really, I mean, some people connect with people at their jobs, but I have never really connected with people on the jobs that I get. And just my work history has been strange. It's been very strange. And the role that I'm in currently, I've been in for a year and a half, and I don't really care for it. I think the role is cool. I like what I do and how I help and support people, but everything else, we could throw it away. I don't like this angle. It's a really bad angle, so I guess I'm gonna have to hold the phone. But yeah, I just really do not like the micromanaging of this job. I don't like being talked to and dealt with like a child. Did I say that right? Child, right? Yeah, okay. I don't like favoritism. I don't like toxic workplaces. I don't like competitive people. When this is not even a competitive job, it's not like you're going to get a raise for this role if you outcompete me. So just very weird coworkers. And from the beginning, I was told my 3rd week there by one of the team members that they weren't sure if everyone else wanted me there, but they were glad I was there. And that was manipulation. That was a way to make me feel like they were only on my side. And come to find out, that person, they got some issues for real. And the crazy thing is that they're like really cool with the supervisor. And so, it is what it is. I don't plan to be working here much longer, but it's just unfortunate what you have to put up in the workplace. Like I said, this is the first job I've had where I felt really micromanaged and there's no autonomy. It has shown me what I do need in a role though. Like, I come from a world of case management where I have my own cases. I'm out in the field, I'm doing my own thing, and I think that's better for me. Like, I need autonomy. I have to be able to kind of dictate my schedule and not have my boss breathing down my back every 5 minutes, sending me emails, sending me team messages. Like, that's too much for me. And I perform at a different level, at a better level when I'm not, or a higher level when I'm not being micromanaged. And so, like, I don't like to talk about people, but it's just been so much in such a little bit of time that I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm just so over it. And ready to do something else. Like, I'm not ready to do something else because I'm old, y'all. I'm about to be 45. Nobody wants to keep changing jobs and things of that nature, but I feel like I'm about to be pushed back into entrepreneurship. And, that's hard in itself, starting a business and managing that. Like, I really needed rest right now. I needed really good health insurance. I had a couple of health scares last year. Had my first surgery last year. Oh no, this year. In January, I had my first surgery. So, like, I'm not in a place where I want to be job hopping. I would hope by now that I could find a job where I could just do my job, do it to the best of my ability, and go home. But and make, a decent amount of pay. And then, I've been applying to other jobs, but you don't hear anything back. the jobs that I apply to, I try to apply to roles where, of course, I have the experience, but something that I'm really interested in doing, something that I get, feel rewarded for doing. And a lot of those jobs, they don't pay well. Or so many other people are applying to those jobs that it's just really hard to get. And I am looking for remote work. Right now I work a hybrid schedule, which is great. They're trying to change that, and I'm like, if I have to come into the office one more day, it's not going to work for me. So I'm just praying about that. Kind of, it's crazy because, like I said, I like the role. I like what I do on a daily basis, but the team it's just not been a good fit for me and my personality. And I see the drastic change from the last team that I was on. I was happy to be there. I hung out with people all the time. I hung out after work, but it was organic, it wasn't forced family type of thing. I hate when people be like, oh, we're together, so we're like a family, Nope. We don't share no type of DNA. So yeah, I think this is what today's vlog is about. Just being almost 45 and still feeling like, not feeling secure when it comes to my job, and feeling fatigued, not really wanting to be in this position, but knowing it's not good for my health to stay in this position. Like, I've already, like I said, had a couple of health scares, so I don't want to put my body under any more stress, and there's a lot more that I could say about this job. 3 weeks in, people were being very toxic, very emotionally draining, telling me all their private business. They did not know me. They didn't know the type of person I was. At the same time, they're gossiping about other co-workers, telling me that they don't think certain people are smart on the team. They think, they think less of other people on the team, and the mistakes that other people make. And I just was like, when that first happened, my heart just dropped. Like, oh no, here we go. And what makes me really mad is that I had another opportunity in the same city that I live in, but that would have been in the office. So I decided against that. I was like, well, at least with this job, I get to work a certain amount of days from home, and I don't have to be around, all these different personalities. But it still seems like it's not working out. And maybe God is calling me to something different. I really feel like God is calling me to something different, and he wants me to really trust him in this area of my life. And I'm just like hanging on so tightly because, like, we gotta work. You don't work, you don't eat, so I'm like, what's next, God? Like, make it plain, because I'm not the kind of person just to jump out there and not have anything else, a backup plan or anything else set up. So yeah, just a little bit of a, like, every day. I would say for the last 2 weeks, I've just been really irritated with this job. Once again, not the role, but just the personalities around me. And I actually took a demotion, which the job I had before this was only a temporary position, but I took a demotion to come to this permanent position. And you just get talked to like you don't know nothing, like, you got to be retaught everything. You could tell us sometimes in emails or on Teams messages that it's a little snippy. Like, don't talk to me like that. We don't know each other like that. So like the little snippy little comments from the supervisor, or, trying to check you in their own little way. And it's just been a weird, different experience as far as that is concerned. Like, this is the most different supervisor I've ever had. And some of the micromanaging is necessary. Like, I get it because nothing in our job is streamlined. Like, the programs are not streamlined. So it's so much opportunities to make a mistake. And everybody on the team makes a mistake. And I think for somebody who's only been there a year and a half, while I've made mistakes, I think I've done pretty good and very well in my position. And people who've been there 6 years, 3 years, they're still making mistakes. So, but I feel like that's been kind of like harped on for me, like, oh, you keep doing this, you keep doing that. But at the same time, you're doing good. Just, be more, pay more attention to detail, that kind of stuff. So it's just the phoniness of it. You know when people really are for you and really like you and want to see you win, and when they don't. And so I got to figure out this job thing. So watch my videos, please, so I can get out of here. Please watch yesterday's video. That was my first video that I put up. Watch my videos so I can get some additional income. I don't know. I'm not even saying that I'm doing this for the additional income. I really just need to vent, and I really need to work on my speaking skills and being able to present myself. That's one of the other challenges of doing this for 26 days. Like, I hate being on camera. I don't want nobody to see me. I don't want nobody else to critique me. I feel like my whole life has been a critique. But yeah, just challenging myself to get outside of myself, doing something that's uncomfortable for me. And so yeah, that's today's vlog. I don't have much for you. If I decide to come back later this evening, and if another thought comes up, I will talk to you then. But if not, y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye.